The current company should be the dream company where you want to work. The past company is the company you are working in, and if you can't find your company here, you can always add a company. You can type out the name and then leave everything blank and click show results. 77 people can help you. How many people are you tapping into? And that is my question to you as a job seeker. Do you have that list? Okay, so this was professional alumni. Now, it's not the end of the game, because you should also look at your educational alumni. And to explain that, I'm going to take myself as an example because there's no other way to do it. So I graduated many years back from JBIMS, Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies in Mumbai. So let's come here and let's pull up their LinkedIn page. I'm going to do that and I'm going to click the page. So this is the page. Now, just as I'm going through my alma mater's page, you should be thinking about your alma mater's LinkedIn page. Once you come here, you open this up, come here to alumni. This is what I want you to focus on. Let's click here and you will see that JBIMS has 13,709 alumni. Okay, that's good to know, but it doesn't help me at all. What I want to know is how many of them have worked in my dream company, that is Google. So let's type in Google and click enter. 49 people. There are 49 educational alumni for me, Shri Vikram Anand, who have worked in my dream company. And now I would go through all of them and I would see who are the more relevant ones, narrow down that list of 49 alumni, which you can see here, to maybe 10, 20. Reach out to them through the alumni directory or reach out to them through LinkedIn, connect with them and say, you have either worked at Google or you're working there. Listen, I come from the same institute. We are basically alumni. Can you help me? Can you give me some advice? Always start by asking for advice. So this is how you connect with your educational alumni. So what we have done so far is we have looked at the top companies that we want to target, where they may be jobs or they may not be jobs, but we have used our 3 filters. Do you remember what the filters are? Let's quickly refresh your memory. Fastest growing companies, best places to work, and companies entering India. Then from there, from our list of dream companies, we have looked at our professional and educational alumni. And the reason we have done that is people who have something in common with you are more likely to hire you or help you. And now we look at the last part of CAR, which is recruiters. These are recruiters in a company. Recruiters are actually of 2 types, external recruiters and internal recruiters. Internal recruiters is what I'm talking about right now. External recruiters are executive search firms or executive search consultants. We're not talking about that in this model, but we're talking about internal recruiters. So let's look at a demo of how do you target these recruiters and who are they in the first place. Let's go back to LinkedIn. Okay, so let's come back here and let's type in, or you can go back here, you can type in people. And once you do that, come back to all filters. Remember, the all filters button is the important button. Okay, so let's do this very slowly, step by step. Location, India, assuming you're searching for a job in India. Current company should be, remember your dream company right now in this example is you want to work in Google. And leave everything else blank. Leave past company blank. Go all the way down and under title, type in recruiter. Okay, I've done that. And show results. 40 recruiters. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 40 people in Google who are searching for talent like you. These recruiters are not any average corporate manager. They're actually actively looking for talent. Their KRA is to find talent. So for example, Krupa Ravi. All right, let's open up her profile. Let's look at Ankita. We are looking for the one. Who is the one? You. Let's open up her profile. Senior tech recruiter, career coach at Google. Great. Get in touch with her. Why can't you do that if you're searching for a job? She's looking for somebody like you. And again, a good way of connecting is by using mutual connections. These are people I know very well, and some of them are likely to know her very well, Krupa Ravi. Likewise, you have Ankita Satardekar. We are looking for the one. She's looking for professional talent like you if you want to work in Google. So that's how you go to, or that's how you do a demo of recruiters. So this is the card method. We have started at the top by targeting companies. Then we have looked at professional alumni, educational alumni, and then we have looked at recruiters. I hope that made sense. Now, once you do that, please remember, do not reach out to them and say, I need a job, I really want a job, oh, I'm desperate, here is my resume. That is not networking. When you do that, you are not going to connect with them well. In fact, you're going to break your network of connection with them because they don't know you right now. They don't know who you are. Remember, guys, when you ask for a job, let me repeat this clearly. When you ask for a job from anybody, you're trying to take a huge debit in a relationship where you don't have credit yet. How can you do that? How can you open up a bank account today, not put any money in it, and try to take 1,000 rupee withdrawal? You can't. There is no money in it. How can you take a withdrawal? So do not do this. Do not say, I need a job, please help me. Nobody is going to help you. The way to rephrase that request is, how can I contribute to the growth opportunities in your company? Please note this down. How can I contribute to the growth opportunities in your company? That is going to make a tremendous difference. Because what you're doing is you're pivoting, you're shifting your mindset and the way you are perceived from a job seeker who's saying, help me, I need a job, please, I'm helpless, I'm desperate. You're shifting from that to a problem solver. When you're saying, how can I contribute to the growth opportunities in your company? You're signaling to the HR manager, dude, I'm not a job seeker, I'm a problem solver. If you have a problem, I can solve it. So that mindset shift makes a huge positive impact in the eyes of the recruiter. Remember something, companies hire problem solvers, not job seekers. Please note this down. Companies hire problem solvers. Companies are in the business of making profit. They want to increase their revenue, they want to reduce their cost, and they will hire anybody who can help them do that. So therefore, they're looking for problem solvers. No company on this planet is looking to hire job seekers who want a job, right? That's pretty logical. But yet, job seekers think about searching for a job rather than positioning themselves as a problem solver. So ask yourself, in your mind, in your head right now, are you positioning yourself as a job seeker or as a problem solver? And if this has opened up a window in your mind, give me that thumbs up and let me know that now you know that there is an alternative. There's a choice to start thinking like a problem solver, and you must. So here is an example of one of my students, Matthew. He wrote into me and said, Dear Vikram, and the best thing, I connected with my ex-bosses and applied your technique. How can I contribute instead of do you have any job opportunities for me? I got a job offer from my ex-boss at a 45% hike. Really grateful to you, Vikram. So Matthew did two things very cleverly. Firstly, he did not go to any random person. He went to his ex-boss where he had a credit balance. The boss already knew his strengths and weaknesses. And then he applied the strategy which I'm sharing with you. And no wonder in one day, he was able to get a new job with a 45% hike. So imagine what kind of role you would get with what kind of hike you would get if you were to reposition yourself in the eyes of the recruiter or the HR manager as a problem solver. So what you get when you do this exercise and you really apply and implement this is, you will have a targeted list of at least 25 companies. In each of the companies, you will have a list of 10 alumni, maybe 5 professional and 5 educational. You will have a targeted list of at least 5 recruiters in those companies, which means a list of 125 recruiters. When you add it up, you are starting with a list of 375 leads. to help you find a job. Whereas most job seekers start with 0 leads, absolutely 0. Give me a thumbs up if that is something that motivates you. I hope it does. We've been sitting together in this webinar right now. I hope this motivates you and says, yes, I'm going to start my job search with 375 leads, as Vikram says, or even more if you want to. And I would applaud you for that, versus most job seekers who start with no leads at all, who have no idea how to network. Now you know how to network and you have a list of 375 leads. This is called a blue ocean strategy. Very few people even know how to do it, and even fewer actually do this. You're starting off in an entirely different way with much better possibilities of result. The probability is a lot higher because remember, hiring is a P2P business. It's a person-to-person interaction. When you find out your professional alumni, your educational alumni, when you look at recruiters who want to hire you, you're engaging with another human being rather than an algorithm which will decide when you apply online whether your resume is going to get shortlisted or not. This is a much better method. Time for another poll. How many leads do you currently have in your job search? So there are a couple of options there. Go ahead and select the option that is right for you. You can see yourself, right? There are many of us don't know any leads or don't have any leads or have very few leads. Hopefully now, by the end of this exercise, you at least in your mind have a structure of how to go out there and get 375 leads. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand, job search has changed dramatically in the last 3 years. The hiring practices and mechanisms which were prevalent earlier do not work as well today. There's a lot of AI, there are a lot of tools which have come in, people are networking a lot more, and you're getting a little bit of a glimpse of that in today's session. I have personally spoken to all these HR directors, senior HR executives, lots of recruiters because I'm in that business, and they all say, we love seeing initiative from talent when they reach out to us in a creative way. So there's no reason why you should feel overwhelmed. Oh my God, I'm reaching out to the director at Amex or Coca-Cola. What will they think of me? They actually want you to reach out to them in a nice, creative, sensible, smart way. Let's read this little email which came in from one of my students. When he used the same strategy which I've spent the last half an hour sharing with you, called the blue ocean strategy, let's look at what happened to him. So he wrote in and said, Dear Vikram Anand sir, I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to express my sincere gratitude for the profound impact the blue ocean strategy has had on my career. Following the recent unexpected layoff, which means he was laid off from his company at my previous company, I found myself in a challenging position. However, the principles you taught proved to be incredibly transformative. Applying the blue ocean strategy not only provided me with a new mindset, but also enabled me to connect with the right people at the right time, delivering my message with precision. That's called focused job search. This strategic approach led me to a remarkable opportunity. I'm thrilled to share that I have joined XYZ company as the Director of Content Strategy effective September 16th. This new role represents a significant step towards forward in my career with an elevated designation and a decent pay scale. While my initial goal was to secure a position quickly, which he did, the blue ocean strategy offered me a broader perspective. It guided me towards a role that aligns perfectly with my expertise and aspirations in a cutting-edge company. Thank you once again for imparting such valuable knowledge. Your guidance has been instrumental in this successful transition, and I look forward to applying the blue ocean strategy principles to drive further success in my new role. The reason I've spent time in reading this mail is to impress on you that the blue ocean strategy works across fields, across sectors, even for senior professionals like this gentleman, provided you work on it. Sitting back in this webinar and maybe having a cup of tea and watching it passively is not going to help you. It's the application which is going to help you. So, have you enjoyed the time that you have stayed with me thus far, so far? Give me a thumbs up if you have, if you've enjoyed learning new concepts and new strategies of job search, which you may not be familiar with, or even if you've heard of them, but you've picked up some new tips and tricks. Give me that thumbs up. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Love the thumbs ups that are coming in. Thank you. You have a choice. Just as you had a choice to attend today's webinar or not, and you decided to invest time, as you are here right now, you have a choice of going into the job market as a job seeker or as a problem solver. That choice is yours. A job seeker, and most people are job seekers, follow the herd. They apply online and only online because they think it's easy, but they don't know better. They hope to get shortlisted and they give up very quickly. The average job seeker gives up very, very quickly. The moment they face a few rejections, they go back to their dead-end job. And 99% of your competition, 99% of people in India searching for a job are in the job seeker's mindset. However, there is a small subset of people called problem solvers who lead the pack. They make their own destiny. They're at the driver's seat of their job search. They network very, very effectively for jobs. They persevere and they get multiple offers. And it's my endeavor to ensure that you are actually in this small pool of winners rather than the previous pool of people who waste a lot of time. If you remember that video, we don't have time to waste. Every second is an important second that's gone by. And that choice of right now, whether you want to be a job seeker or problem solver, will make or break your job search in the future. So what you learned today in this Dream Job webinar is all about networking. All right. There's a lot that we learned in the time that we had. But this is the tip of the iceberg. Once you network well with a recruiter, an HR manager, a hiring manager, they will want to know more about you. So I still have to teach you about how do you create a kick-ass LinkedIn profile that people are going to engage with you on? How do you write a world-class resume that's going to excite the reader and pass through the applicant tracking system? I still have to teach you how do you ace a job interview and transact very well. There is a framework for it. There is a model called NEXT, which stands for network, engage, excite, and transact. And in today's session, you have seen just the tip of the iceberg where we spoke a little bit about networking. The problem is the time that we've spent so far isn't enough for me to teach you everything about job search. Job search is actually a very complex, elaborate topic. And we've scratched the surface. I've been able to hopefully open up some windows in your mind. But for me to teach you everything that you need to know, we need to stay together for at least 10 hours more. Now, I know that that's not practical, right? Because you haven't planned to spend 10 hours with me today. But you need to stay with me longer for me to teach you all else that you need to know. Once you network well, how do you ensure that you have a great LinkedIn profile, a fantastic resume, you ace job interviews, etc. So with that said, may I have your permission to share my upcoming 3-day Dream Job Accelerator to help you find a job quickly? If you're curious about it, give me the thumbs up and let me know. Click that thumbs up icon, let me know, that little button you can see on your screen, and let me know if I have your permission. Because if I do, then I will certainly share it with you if you're curious about how can you stay longer with me to learn more. Great, I can see some responses coming in. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. Let's continue. The 3-day Dream Job Accelerator is designed for you to stay longer with me for 3 days more. You have stayed with me for 2 hours and you have learned a lot in the last 2 hours about job search. Imagine what happens if you stay with me for 3 days, and that is the synopsis of the Dream Job Accelerator. The Dream Job Accelerator, the 3-day accelerator agenda is like this. We start on a Thursday from 8:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. 3 hours, 3 intense hours where I will cover resumes and cover letters. I will go super deep into both of them. On Friday at 8:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. IST, these are all IST timings, we will talk about job interviews. And on Saturday, we will talk about networking and LinkedIn. So the Dream Job Accelerator happens every alternate Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The timings are fixed, which is from 8:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. IST. That's when most working professionals can leverage what I'm about to teach. On day one, which is on Thursday, we will talk about the 5 resume mistakes you have in your resume. I haven't seen your resume yet, but I can guarantee you have these 5 mistakes in it. And I'll show you what they are and how to overcome them. Then I will prepare a full resume strategy, which I will share with you, because every